here. So don't shake your head. Sorry, we're intervening in your time. Go ahead. Don't be surprised if
Jared Goff becomes the legitimate MVP candidate after putting together arguably the best statistical 2-game stint ever. Are you ready for this last 2 games from Jared Goff? 36 of 43 for 607 yards, 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, averaging north of 14 yards per attempt, and he has more 30-plus yard passes than he has incompletions, while scoring 40-plus in back-to-back games. Now the Lions have lost their best defensive player, and if they overcome that with their high-flying offense, it'll be Jared Goff getting the credit come award season.
That's real, Shay. That's real. I know that he doesn't sparkle and shine like these other quarterbacks. He's not on first take. There's no controversy around the Lions in that regard. It's like the team coming apart. Or Jared Goff's never talked about. He just performs, Cap.
He's a stud. He's really, really good. And I'm sure when the phone rang in his, where did they say he lived? Marina Del Rey. His Marina Del Rey home. Yeah. This is Sean McVay. This is Les Snead. We've traded you. Oh, God. Where am I going? Detroit. What?
Wow.
You go from Marina Del Rey to Detroit? Good luck to you. And he's embraced it, and now he's their guy. So, yeah, super cool.
I think that's fair, Shay. Don't be surprised if with Jared Goff. Would not surprise me. He just performs. He got the game ball. Finally, Campbell remembered, hey, I'm going to write this down, guys. He gets a game ball. And he deserved it with a 47-9 victory against the Cowboys as the Lions clown the Cowboys in the fourth quarter. Let's do hook and ladder plays now. Wow.
They're having fun. That play was super cool and well run, man.
Shay?
Don't be surprised if the Texans clinch the AFC South well before Christmas. They already have a 2-game lead in the division, look far and away like the best team in the South, which stinks. The Colts in second place at 3-3 without any real QB stability, and the Titans and Jags both drowning in the deep end of the pool. Texans are going to run away with this.
The Texans are going to run away?
He's right.
With the AFC South, yeah.
Probably. Look,
correct.
They got the best quarterback. That kid's a stud. He has not missed a beat, so I will concur with you. Do I think they're winning the Super Bowl? I don't.
No, he's telling you about the South. I mean, look at the South. It's.
They lost Nico Collins on the IR list with a hamstring injury. That's no joke. Hoping we get Kyler Gordon back sooner rather than later from that. Texans are good. I don't think they're winning the Super Bowl.
Joe Flacco or Anthony Richardson? You had your choice this year. Flacco was able to lead them to victory against the Titans last Sunday.
What is the end game there? Are you trying to develop a guy you took 4th overall just a year ago? Or are you trying to be a middling team and win 8-9 ball games? That's the question.
Shay, you're trying to get to the playoffs, and you have your quarterback in place. It's supposed to be Richardson.
It has to be Richardson if you're asking. Like, just if you take a kid 4th overall and you're basically going to redshirt him 2 straight years, you basically have to move on.
Yeah, well, last year he was hurt.
No, I get it, but it doesn't change the fact. Like, the reason you don't play doesn't change the fact you're going to get into your 3rd year of development as a 4th overall pick and have not played, basically. How'd that go for Trey Lance?
Shay, is he healthy for next week?
I think so. It sounded like he was very close to playing last week. I think he'll be healthy this week.
That would have set football back about 100 years. Will Levis against Anthony Richardson. That's what it would have been the matchup. It wasn't for Joe Flacco.
Will Levis is horrible. But you didn't take Will Levis 4th overall. You took Anthony Richardson number 4.
You're right. I'm the guy that just does not believe in that and his ability. Just don't believe that he's going to be the guy.
You're not like Alex Brown thinks he was the best QB in the draft?
Maybe, but just not with the Colts. I think that's fair. Just not with the Colts. Not right now. They're 3-3, though.
Oh, Anthony Richardson has been named the starter for Sunday unless he has a setback, physical setback.
All right, Shay, don't be surprised if
the 2-4 Bengals mess around and make the playoffs. Ready for their next 3 games?
Okay.
At Cleveland, where they will face a quarterback who has been the worst in the entire league despite playing exclusively against bad pass defenses. After Cleveland, they're home against the Eagles, whose head coach just had to apologize for fighting with fans after an ugly win over Cleveland. And then they're home against the Raiders, who are up Bleak Creek without a paddle. I think the Bengals get back to 5-4, and I think they fight their way to the playoffs.
So I want to go back to something you said in there. Sirianni had to apologize to the fan base for arguing with a fan.
Yeah.
Why? I had no problem with what he did. If they said something that was so out of bounds that he was ticked off,
all they said was
my
fire
problem
Nick.
was him having his little kid on his knee during his press conference.
He behaved like a loser. All they said was fire Nick because the team is not good enough, and it's Philly. Get used to it.
How dare you? He behaved like a loser. What about when Coach Ditka said, "That's your IQ, buddy, jerk. Get your mouth shut." And he went at him, and everyone went, "That's our guy."
What did Coach Ditka have that Nick Sirianni doesn't have?
He won a Super Bowl.
There you
Sirianni coached in one.
Yeah, Sirianni had a team fully quit on him last year, somehow kept his job despite needing to replace all of his assistants, and the team this year is underperforming. And you're in Philadelphia. Get used to it. I watched Nick Castellanos get cheered by Phillies fans for not swinging at a slider low and away and then mouth while laughing, "These effing people," during the NLDS. He gets it at least. He's not turning around and going, "F you," after he hits a home run.
Yeah, I had no problem that Sirianni yelled, and he should not have apologized, and he should have gone to the podium and gone, "I'm not apologizing."
He definitely shouldn't have brought his kids up there like meat shields.
That's what I said. That was a Dusty move, and I couldn't stand when he did that because he knew he was going to get tough questions, and he had Darren up there playing with his little cars, right?
Yeah. I would still ask the tough question despite the kid being there. I got to do my job. I don't care if you got that kid as a meat shield or not. Do you feel like your job is in jeopardy?
Dusty, cute kid. Is your job in jeopardy? Or if you're Jason Leisure, Dusty, have you been fired yet?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I think that the reason why that he apologized, guys, is because ownership told him to. I do.
Okay, that's different.
I do. Because I think that he felt he did the right thing by firing back at the Eagles fans. You can do that, fine. But I believe that's a PR thing. Like, hey, we're having a kind of topsy-turvy season. We don't need you doing that. You don't need to do that. You want to get energy, win games. You don't need energy by firing at the fans.
They got talent on that team.
Yeah.
So,
Shay, can you squeeze in one more before Albert Breer?
You want the Falcons or the Cowboys?
Cowboys.
Don't be surprised if the Cowboys, forget about a playoff window, finish with a losing record. This is not a Dak Prescott take. This is not even a Mike McCarthy take. This is a Dan Quinn take. Their defense without Dan Quinn isn't just bad, it sucks. Yeah. They're 27th in defensive efficiency this year. Micah Parsons is hurt, and not one player on that defense is playing as good or better than they were when Dan Quinn was there. I think that defense is in big trouble.
When is Mike expected back?
It was concussion, right? I would think this week or next week he'd be back.
Like a bye, and then at the 49ers.
Oh, that's bye this week. So he'll be back for their next game.
At the 49ers, at the Falcons, against the Eagles.
So will he play the next game, or will he be a Bear by then?
And that is our look around the NFL right here on Cap and J Hood. Can he play the offensive line, Micah Parsons?
Maybe both.
Coming up, Albert Breer with the latest on the Bears and the NFL. Cap and J Hood, weekday morning.